Just
Rain
like
drops.
the guy's feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling.
Oh, I flipped.
So I
It's all right.
just did decent.
Well, good morning, GracePoint.
Good morning.
A storm is coming. Candy is fully prepared with her
My
rain
jacket.
jacket.
It is pink.
And if you've been watching us, this is the day 16 of our Good Morning GracePoint. She may have had pink on about 14 of the 16 of these broadcasts. So
It's not true. It's a comfort. It's a comfort color. If I'm gonna have to do this live, I need my pink.
oh my goodness. I know. As soon as you saw that, it was like, we're not ever going to pray about purchasing that.
No,
You're not
yeah.
going to ask your husband if,
Well, you
hey,
weren't
do we have the money? Yeah. Just, I'm buying it. Well, good morning, GracePoint, for all our friends and family. Thank you for jumping in. Jennifer Kitchen gets the gold medal today for being the first one, and seeing friends from California and Arizona and right here in town. So it's awesome.
It's good. Arizona doesn't have rain.
It all comes in like 3 hours for the whole year.
That's
So
true.
anyways, it's great to have you here with us. We have a couple of GracePoint updates on my Facebook post or page, as well as our church Facebook or all of our social media platforms. I want to let you know that Bremerton Food Bank is needing some food. They're down on food to help families, help kids. And they gave us a specific kind of list of practical food items to help them with. So the next time we go shopping, we're just going to add to our shopping and then swing by the Bremerton Food Bank. I think they call it the food pantry, but to drop that off. Don't drop it off at the church. There's no place to take food. Go right to the food bank. Another way that we can be a blessing to our local community and help people. Another update is I was able to teach and record Sunday's message last night at church. I was so happy that I'm in a pause in between my kidney stone thorn in the flesh. I think that's what the Apostle Paul must have had. Someone said it was his thorn in the flesh was actually a kidney stone. So many people were praying. I really wanted to teach what I taught, and I end up wrapping up a powerful application to really drive home the point. And every time I've told it, I teared up, and no one's in the auditorium except for a few people. And I get to that point in that story, and I teared up because it was so important and hard, but it just really drove the point home. Yes, but if you've been praying for me,
Thank you.
I was able to teach. And so anyways, I am in a pause. So
yeah, I know. I didn't think Sunday you'd be doing this today.
No, I was on that couch for 12 hours straight. Yeah. What was I doing most of the time? Moaning and aching.
I felt so bad. I know, but selfishly, I cleaned out our closet. Completely. I took everything out, and then I put stuff that needed to go back in. Well, all of Barry's stuff were in our guest room, and I said, you need to go through that, because I could only do so much. Well, Sunday, he had just gotten through with going through his clothes and all the stuff that I couldn't do, and then this thing started to hit.
So that triggered it.
It did not.
That was my trigger.
It did not. No. It did. I was just glad that you got it.
Yeah.
I know.
Check. Okay.
Right,
on the couch.
Okay,
thinking you're going to die, but at least the closet's clean. Anyways, I'm moaning and paining and lots of pain, but she fell in love with me all over again those 12 hours. But anyways, I am today's Good Morning GracePoint is brought to you by Gatorade 2 that I'm supposed to be drinking. I'm drinking this like crazy to flush that stalled kidney stone.
I know.
Because any moment it could happen, and as soon as I feel any pain, drugs. I'm going to take my drugs.
It's true. He is keeping them by him.
The pain is instantaneously.
I know.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, enough of that.
Right.
What comes out when life squeezes you? A kidney stone. We are in this series walking through the fruit of the Spirit from Galatians chapter 5. And then it's called Juicy, what comes out when life squeezes you. Hopefully not a kidney stone. But Paul says that the fruit of the Spirit, like if you're walking with the Spirit, you're staying in step with the Spirit, you're listening and obeying the Spirit, there will be manifestations of walking with the Spirit. He calls it fruit. That's why we call it juicy. The fruit of the Spirit is love and joy and peace. And your favorite, patience. And then kindness and goodness and faithfulness. And today is gentleness. Again, these fruit of the Spirit, we can't manufacture in and of ourselves. They really come from God. And one of the misconceptions with gentleness, some translations, I think it's the King James, has the word meekness. And for a lot of people, especially men, when they're like, oh, Jesus was meek. Well, they equate that to weakness, like gentleness or meekness equals weakness, where it is anything but that. If you understand the meaning and the definition and the application of gentleness. So we have two definitions, a long definition that is very descriptive, and then a short, hopefully memorable definition for what is gentleness. Candy, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so gentleness is a strong hand with a soft touch. I love that. That is so descriptive of what gentleness is. It is a tender, compassionate approach to others' weaknesses and their limitations. A gentle person still speaks truth, sometimes even painful truth, but in doing so, guards his tone so the truth can be well received. And I think sometimes we think that speaking truth is not gentle and that it's harsh. But speaking truth with the right tone is actually being gentle. It is
and loving.
And loving, exactly. Not unloving or not in a safe place.
Yeah, because some truth is uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, it's uncomfortable, but doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right.
And I think we have it. You know, we're living in a culture where if you tell me something that's true and I don't like hearing it, then that you're being mean. Yeah. And it's like one of the most loving things someone can say to you is, I need to say this, right. And I'm saying it because I love you. Yes. But how you do it.
Yes, that's the gentleness part. And
it could be just truth.
Right.
You know, and it could be it could just come out wrong, which then all the walls go up.
And that's not walking in the Spirit.
Yeah. And another definition of gentleness that I've used for years is strength under control. Strength under control. And the picture is a horse, a bridled, controlled horse is a picture of gentleness, because I think the horse is God's coolest animal, because we know it's cool because he's going to ride back on the second coming on a white horse. Right. That says a lot. But I just love the way God made the horse. All the muscles are just, ripping, and even in the mouth, the muscles, and there is so much power in a horse, but a horse that's unbridled, a horse that is not broken, is dangerous, is deadly. But you think about a horse that is broken and is bridled, you can place a child on its back and a child can lead and guide it. That is a picture, kind of visual picture of gentleness, strength under control. And the greatest example of that is Jesus Christ. Yeah. Had all of the power, but when he was constantly questioned by the Pharisees, when he was, they were trying to trick him and corner him, like, should we pay our taxes? He displayed over and over again gentleness. Like, give me a coin. Right. What's on this side? Caesar. Well, render Caesar what unto Caesar, but render to God what is God's. Even when he was arrested and being spat upon and his beard being pulled out, he said he never said a word. When he was asked all these questions, the only time he answered a question was when a direct question came, was, are you the Son of God? And he said, I am who you say I am. But Jesus is the ultimate picture of gentleness.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple quotes regarding gentleness. The first one is, there is nothing stronger in the world than gentleness. Love that.
I know, right?
Strength under control.
Strength under control. Be gentle with people today. You don't know someone's inside struggles. Instead of being the last straw, you can be their first sign of hope. And it's just reminding ourselves, we don't know what's going on in someone else's life, and being gentle with them could be their first sign of hope that they need.
Yeah, we don't know what's right beneath the surface. Right. Here's some practical areas to apply this. Mm-hmm. If you're married, you have endless opportunities to display gentleness, and most of the time, and it's not a male or female thing. It's a spouse challenge, is what comes out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. What's the tone and tenor of how you're saying what you're saying? All right. Mama was always right. It's not what you say.
It's how you say it.
It's how you say it.
Yeah.
That's gentleness. Gentleness. And it's also how the conversation starts usually will lead in the direction.
Right.
If it's yeah, that's so true. Direction does determine destination. Again, if you come right out of the gate accusatory, you're going to immediately put someone on the defensive. Walls will go up, and then there's conflict. Yeah. But if you say, "Honey, I need to share something with you. Can you please hear my heart?"
Yeah, that's so different.
So different now. You always.
Yeah. I know. In our married life, it's very helpful for me to say, "This makes me feel," instead of saying, "You always do this." Yeah. So that has helped us. And then I think the best illustration is, you're being a buffalo or you're being a butterfly. And it basically tells the other person, you're going a little strong on this, because a buffalo is going to just wipe out a butterfly. Right? But also maybe sometimes I can be a little bit too sensitive, and he's like, you're really kind of being a butterfly. I'm like, I know.
But it's how you say it too.
It is how you say it. And we just know that particular image is just a conversation starter for us that is gentle.
Yeah. So it's, again, what comes out when life squeezes you, if we're walking with the Spirit, when you're in a conversation with your spouse, or you disagree, or you're frustrated, if you're displaying gentleness, strength under control, it's a beautiful gift to give and to receive. Another application is with children. You have some thoughts about that?
I just think again, it goes back to my kind talking too. I just think it is important to talk to your children, to have gentle talk, gentle with your words, gentle in how you say things. And Proverbs backs us up. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger.
Every time.
And so those harsh words are just going to be a grenade, where soft words do turn away someone's answer. I think it just brings the temperature down a little bit. Talking kind, talking softly. You may still need to talk through the situation, but bringing the decibels down and talking in a gentle, kind way goes a long way in settling conflicts.
Yeah, and that was a non-negotiable with you. You got daughters, and and getting catty with each other, and so many times you would go, okay, stop. You need to say that again to your sister. You need to express what you need to express. Absolutely. But you need to say it different.
Yes, because they can.
Right, and you can see that. Even a 6-year-old going, okay, how do I say the same thing differently? Right. You were teaching them how to be gentle.
And then they had those tools as they got older. So because I spent all that time, okay, stop that. And I know, moms, that just can be exhausting. But it comes back to you, because then that becomes a pattern that they then themselves consciously, okay, wait, I need to stop this. And I do have the ability to do it.
Think about what you're going to say. Yeah. Use the right words, use the right tone.
It is possible.
So with spouses, with children, and with others,
Yeah.
like other people that you're not related with.
Right.
All right.
I know.
So this is like super practical,
Yeah.
especially at this time.
Especially at this time. I want to read from Ephesians 4:1-2. I therefore, this is Paul, I therefore, as a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing one another in love.
Wow.
And I just think if any verse is important for this time
relevant
in the season that we are in, these verses are. And I love where Paul says, walk in a manner worthy of your calling. So we as Christians who are walking in the light should actually look different than those that aren't walking in the light. And I think gentleness is a huge fruit to show that we're different, especially with our response to this coronavirus and the quarantine, the duration of it. There's going to be some easing of restrictions, and some people are going to think, no, we can't do that. No. And there are others that are like, let me get out of this. Let me get to work. Let me do what I need to do. And they're going to be strong polar opposites. And I think whichever side you're going to be on, you need to show gentleness. And that's not something that you can make of yourself. Again, that's walking with the Spirit, and it is a fruit of the Spirit. I think during this time, it's so important that we Christians look different, that we act different. And our responses to people that maybe we don't agree with are going to be huge in showing that we have Jesus. And I think it's an important time to be able to do that.
It doesn't mean you don't have strong opinions about things.
Right.
It doesn't mean that. It's like a horse with all that muscle. That muscle is there, and that was God's design. So you have strong opinions about things. I have strong opinions about things. You have strong opinions about things.
Yeah.
But it's what you do with it. And a horse that's bridled under control has all of that power and all of those muscles, but it's controlling that strength. And so, yeah, there seems to be just this groundswell of emotion of enough. I want out, and my liberties, are being taken away, and this and that. And there's also fear. No, we can't. We're going to restart a second wave. Great. Have your opinion, but choose to have gentleness in how you express your strong opinions.
I would say in what you say and in what you write.
Yes, we just sent, It's also, again, a controlled bridle horse, a strength under control. And again, the picture of it was Jesus. Yeah. The example was Jesus when he was falsely accused, ridiculed, mocked. He just had all of this strength. I mean, he had the divine power just to nuke everybody.
He did, yeah.
But he did it. So that is the fruit of the Spirit for today. Yeah. Candy, as we close, can you close us in prayer?
Absolutely. God, I thank you for this day that you have given to us. And God, we are just going to rejoice and be glad in it, and just so thankful for the many blessings that you do give to us. And God, as we interact with others in our life, may we exhibit the characteristic of gentleness. May we walk in step with your Spirit. May we listen to your Spirit to keep our mouths shut when we should. And when we do say something, may it be kind and gentle and loving, God. And we can only do this with your power and with your strength. And God, I just pray for the rest of our day today as different people have different things to do. God, be with us. And again, just help us to remind us to be gentle. And just thank you for your son, Jesus, who modeled gentleness to us. And we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Gatorade, for being our sponsor. And check out the Bremerton Food Bank and see how we can bless them. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.